This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/iHeart.
And boom!
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, it gets a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh boy! Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Just keep battling. And just keep battling. And keep battling. You guys are going to criticize whatever you want to criticize.
Straight up. Cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, 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 cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out.
Quack, quack.
Lucky?
Very funny. Very funny.
He can stick it up your butt.
Some kind of nasty.
Yo, what up, Tennessee?
Was a nice run.
I know one thing. If anyone thought I wouldn't look good purple, look at me now. Look at me now. Rosa, you don't know nothing.
Here we go. Buckle up. Hold on to your hats.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the north. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
Maybe batten down the hatches, too. The Grumman 5 actually 3. The 5 sounds like more than 4, 2, 1. Greetings, good afternoon. Ack, and you and yours, your passport for tomfoolery, skullduggery. We'll also gain you admittance into a meeting of the Loyal Order of Water Buffalo. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Oh, I thought this might be something new I could add, tend to be. I'm always trying to freshen things up a bit. Ooh la la. Ooh la 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 la. La 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 fa la 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 la. Cold dead rigor mortis laden. Wow. Plenty to get to today. First round of U.S. Open action. The rumors of the Twins' demise have been greatly exaggerated. Buck does it again, makes a diving catch when it's really not necessary. The Wolves and the Durantula rumors continue to swirl. The Lynx finally lose a game. Is it the beginning of the middle of the end for the Lynx? The Pacers set the pace and win. Anything happened in the NHL since we last talked?
Game 4 tonight.
Game 4 tonight between... Who was it again? Edmonton and Florida. So much to get to. Round and round she goes. Where the wheel of topic stops, nobody knows.
Wheel of Topics!
Commons Golf Game.
What did you shoot today?
83.
Where'd we play?
Pressway got Wedgwood and Woodbury.
Where'd you hit it on one?
Right up the gut.
How far from the green?
I don't remember. I had an iron into the green, made par.
Second shot?
And then it was just, that was the second shot was.
Incredible.
Yeah. And then it was just downhill from, I couldn't handle prosperity. Master professional Craig Warren fixed my swing, stay back on the ball. That was Monday. Tuesday, the club was my brush, the ball was my paint, the course was my canvas. I didn't even report on yesterday's round, I don't think. It was just ugly. And then today wasn't any good either. Because I can't stay behind the ball again. It's all right up here in my head. And but you know what? Everybody has to have a fall guy. I got a fall gal. I'm blaming Kara. She played golf with me and baby brother Peter today. No! She's doing a lot of our digital stuff. Yeah, our social stuff on the social channel.
Reels?
Yeah, Reels. I think that's what they call them. So she wanted to do one at the Common Man. And I got to admit, my heart really wasn't in it because when I'm not playing well, it's really not as much fun. Plus, I've done these Reels a couple of times already. Matter of fact, there was a movie made about me, A Round with Common. You were in that movie. And that's where I found out that you don't like golfing with me. And I found out that most of my coworkers don't really even like me and don't understand me. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh, Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. I think I'm misunderstood by most of my coworkers. But that is neither here nor there. But she came out to video today, and she's going to slap something together. It should be okay. It should be standard common man fare. You'll watch it. It won't be too long. Your reaction will probably be either or one of the two. So yeah, but she's my fall gal. If she was with it, I think I can't use that. I mean, that's not it. I would like to have a fall guy or fall gal. It wasn't her fault. She can play a little bit, tend to be.
Really?
Yeah, she played high school golf.
That's right.
She's a left-hander, swings from the wrong side of the golf ball. But there aren't many air staff members here at the FAN that play golf. In the morning show, there is one, and that would be Meat Sauce.
Yeah.
Hove and Hockey do not play. PA and Nordo don't play. Guardsy does, but I think he just does.
He's like the guy who plays like one or two charity events.
Yes.
That's a scramble.
Correct.
A time or two a year.
Yes. Barrero, no. So there, it would be you and I both play golf.
Yeah.
We represent. We're the golf representation here at the radio station. Brett Blakemore plays. So that's 3, and Kara plays. Is there anybody else? And I'm talking about the full time.
I was going to say, to include weekend.
I was thinking just 9 to 5, but weekend Sinekin plays. I know that.
Yeah.
That'd be 5. Put it this way, in the Commonwealth rankings, or the KFAN rankings, I think you're neck and neck with Kara. I mean, I've got... Until I'm unseated, and I don't think anybody would argue when my game is on, and a lot of it has to do because I've played every day for 30 years. So, yeah. I can... I think you're number one with a bullet, but I think Kara's right. I think, put it this way, I think it was best said by former Senator, what was his name again? John Edwards? Was it John Edwards? I think he said this.
Objects in your mirror may be closer than they appear.
And I think that's what Kara's saying about you. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. I hope Blakemore doesn't feel slighted, but I would put him behind Kara. Sauce is rock bottom.
Yeah. No, I mean, he did shoot an 80 his first time back.
First time at Golden Valley. Had never seen the golf course before and carted an 80. And then, of course, you have had an experience that's not like that of a PGA Tour player. So,
she's got game, though.
She's got some game.
What's her strength?
Mouth wedge, much like me. No, I would say she hits the ball. She's got the problem I have right now. I kind of push everything right off the tee. She pushes everything left. We both got kind of a block / fade slice. I hate to even say the word, but her short game wasn't as sharp as she says it normally is. But she's got some talent. She's got what I like is she has a fearless swing.
Just goes after it.
Yeah, I'm afraid to pull the class. Half of my problem. I'm just hitting these. I've said this to you before. Oftentimes, instead of trying to hit a good shot, I'm just trying not to hit a bad shot. You can't play golf like that. You can do that for a hole or two, or a shot or 3, but you just can't do that over and over and over because you're doomed for failure. So, but yeah, she'll be putting that up sometime soon. So that will be, I guess that's topic number 1. I had another controversial topic I wanted to get into.
That's interesting.
Talking about food is often difficult with you because there's not much you eat.
No.
But, do you like potato chips and Fritos and snack?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a purist? Like, for instance, my favorite potato chip is just plain. Fritos, plain. I'm sure
it surprised me. Yeah, it won't surprise you that a lot of the super spicy ones, if they got too much flavor on it, no.
But what one of Greg Swedberg, one of those one of the employees here that resides in the coroner's office, and I love Greg. I think he's just a special guy. He's always got some new Doritos type chips. How many flavors of Doritos chips are there? I think there's hundreds. Hundreds of them. This one was called Twisted Queso. Twisted Queso. And I give them a thumbs up.
Really?
Some I especially the ones where they go extra special hot. I think the extra special hot, the people that like those, I don't think they really do. I just think that's for them like some kind of sense of pride. Nothing's too hot for me. You can make it you can put Tabasco sauce on it and jalapeno peppers, and you can put cayenne pepper. And you know what? Doesn't do nothing for me. I don't even have to take a drink of water after. I think you're lying to yourself. You're lying to your friends and your families and all those that you eat with. The reason I bring it up is because now I want to go back to his office during this break and grab another handful of Twisted Queso Doritos.
You'll be
chips.
eating through the grill.
Oh, trust me. Someone just sent a text message. Are you sure Sinekin has enough money to be a golfer? I know he has enough money to buy his own golf balls. We do know that. Well, let's do this. Let's pause and return. There are several topics I do want to dive into. We will take a look at the U.S. Open leaderboard. It's the 125th playing of the U.S. Open at Oakmont in Pennsylvania. That and so much more, including the legendary Mark Rosen at just before 2 o'clock right here on The Fan.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out. But no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you. Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Want to chime in what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryan text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Should be time for a peek at the purple, brought to you by Affordable Electric. They're licensed electricians specialize in identifying and correcting code violations to keep your home safe and up to standard. From outdated wiring to missing GFCIs. You don't want those missing. They'll fix it all quickly and correctly. Family-owned and operated business, your safety is their priority. Affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. And always remember, Affordable Electric is, shockingly affordable. Chip Scoggins, columnist extraordinaire. He's elite for Fish Wrap Factory West Side. We text and talk more than most people know. He's a fellow Woodburyan, and we've enjoyed a lot of high school basketball games together. He's been an in-studio host on a number of occasions, and I'm highly respectful of his opinion. I think he's a great observationist, if that's a word. I think he observes the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I think he sums it up quite
He's
simply.
rational.
Yeah, very, very much.
He doesn't get too emotional.
Yes. And in most cases, I agree with his takes. Now, this one I'm going to have to take his word for because I was not there. He was at Otis the other day, and he was watching J.J. McCarthy and how he handled himself during all the different OTA activities. And
OTAs, or is it minicamp from this week?
It's minicamp. I'm sorry, minicamp activities. And The headline says, a study of Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy at work reveals he's both engaged and engaging. And that sub-headline, or whatever they call it in the newspaper business, says, the team's new man under center asks questions, invites opinions, and turns minicamp into a social event and study session, and then he shows off that arm. I'm always a bit leery to anoint players or coaches or whatever the case may be as a can't miss. Start planning the parade route. Start chiseling out his bus for Cooperstown or Canton. Where's the NBA Hall of Fame? Do you have any idea? I think it's in New Jersey somewhere. And then the hockey, the Minnesota hockey, is it the United States Hockey Hall of Fame is in Eveleth?
That's the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. Where's the World Hockey Hall of Fame?
I believe it's in Toronto.
Okay, in Toronto.
NBA is in Springfield, Massachusetts.
So where they invented the game. That's where Doubleday invented they called it I think it was a pear basket. No, peach basket. That's what it was. So, but from Chip's observations lead me to believe that maybe my tendency to be a bit cautious when it comes to getting too excited about a player, maybe, I don't know. It says, here's what he writes. I love this first line. J.J. McCarthy moves through a football practice like a politician at a parade. He exchanges high fives and fist bumps with everyone within reach. He asks questions. He listens. He wants to know and understand everything about everything. Hold up the Vikings roster, point to a name, and the young quarterback probably can recite the hometown and favorite flavor of ice cream of that teammate. Same with his coaches or even support staff. Head coach Kevin O'Connell refers to offseason practices as the learning and teaching phase of the NFL calendar. For McCarthy, the A in OTA might as well stand for absorption. He's become a huge human sponge. Safety Harrison Smith said he's a very inquisitive guy. The story goes on to talk about how McCarthy, as the headline would suggest, engages with the players, talks to them all the time, asks questions, confers with the head coach between plays. Everybody seems to like it. There are a number of quotes from players here, from Smith, from Aaron Jones, from the head coach. I think there's head coach quotes here. Here's Josh Metellus. He has one of the best zips I've seen since being in the league, and I've been around some guys who can sling it. McCarthy throws the ball as good as I've been around. He can put the ball where he wants to. Aaron Jones says, expectations definitely don't change. He knows that. He was hungry to get in there last year and couldn't because of injury. I think it's been eating him a little bit. He's just hungry to get out there and ball. Jones said if somebody's going in motion, he has so much to worry about. The play clock, the defense has shifted, making a call. We work hand in hand. If somebody goes in motion and they're not set yet, I'm like, hey, we've got a motion. We're just trying to find that chemistry of working together. Jones says he's picking my brain. What would you call here? He already knows the answer, but he's picking my brain to see what I would call. McCarthy quizzes his teammates to glean insight, but also to see if they have the correct answer. He does that with every position, starter or backup. So in other words, it sounds like he is, and you would expect this, I think most, young quarterbacks or any player at any position in any sport, if they are serious about their profession and their craft, they are going to dive into it head first. And it looks as though he's doing that, and everybody seems to be excited. But as I've said before, Teneby, I always have that word of caution. When I hear it from a media member, it's a little bit different than hearing it from a player because, as you know, you're generally not going to hear a player. Even if a player felt like a guy was a bit in over his head, it's a little counterproductive to say so publicly, right? And I understand that. I don't expect players to to publicly criticize, as long as it's a veteran guy that's not doing his job and people need to light a fire on him and say, and you'll hear coaches do it more than players. They'll say, we're not getting the proper effort out of this guy, or we're not getting this. And sometimes it'll be just position groups or whatever the case may be. So I always sort of take what players say or coaches say about a young player with a grain of salt. Mm-hmm. But when you have somebody in the media you trust and think has a good eye for those things, he seems to like what he's seen. Now, he doesn't anywhere in here suggest, again, that we should be planning parade routes and Pro Bowl appearances and all that. But there really hasn't been much of a discouraging word on the young kid. So I guess that is a positive if you are a Viking fan. But I still, again, it's sort of kind of wait till I see it for real, right? And if he week 1 we have the Bears, is that correct?
Yes.
And is that here or there? I don't even know.
At Chicago, Monday night.
So let's say we go to Monday Night Football in Chicago. Let's say he's just, he struggles a little bit, right? Makes some good throws, makes some bad ones, throws it into, throws a couple of interceptions, something. I know everyone expects me to say, well, we need to find a new quarterback. And I may say that to open the show on Tuesday afternoon after the Monday night game, but I will be doing it with tongue firmly in cheek. But, again, all things seem to point toward maybe we got our guy.
Well, to your point on Chip, right? It's one thing to come from a media member, but coming from a media member you trust.
Yes.
Right? Because Chip's not someone who, like, you have certain segments of reporters and columnists, like some of them are, let's face it, they get a little on the homerish side and get super excited.
Correct.
And then you have others that are just trying to get clicks and come up with hot takes, just trying to move the needle.
Top up sagging ratings.
Yeah, like whereas Chip usually is just, like I said, he's a rational voice who just says it the way it is. He's not trying to prop up his sagging newspaper clicks.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
So it means more coming from him than maybe other media members.
And so while I guess I would say it, I'm cautiously, with emphasis on cautious. I'm cautiously optimistic, but again, I don't believe anything until I see it in live game action. And of course, I need some time to grow. It's probably not going to happen week 1. If it does, then I will plan out the parade route. We'll break. We'll come back. Affordable Electric, affordable-electric.com for all your electrical needs. They've brought you Peek at the Purple. We'll take a look at the U.S. Open leaderboard. It is jam-packed early. We'll do that next. Common Man program on the Fan.
And here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out. But no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
This Father's Day, score big with the Minnesota Wild. Get 2 weekday game tickets and a 3-piece Wild grill set. Perfect for the ultimate hockey dad. Offer ends June 15th. Get all the details and enter for your chance to win this amazing Father's Day gift at KFAN.com keyword contest.
Couple 13-14 pass, Common Man program. I'm Common. He's Tennessee. It's the 125th playing of the U.S. Open, this country's national championship. It's taking place at the Oakmont Country Club in Pennsylvania. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 125th U.S. Open leaderboard. We go to our U.S. Open leaderboard update desk and go to our update desk updater, and that would be Tennessee. Tennessee.
Yeah, I think we have a total of 8 golfers right now that are under par.
Okay.
And the leader is J.J. Spahn. He shot a 4 under 66 today.
I would call it a scintillating 66.
Yeah. He's 2 strokes clear of Siwoo Kim, Thomas Dietrich, and Tristan Lawrence. They're all at 2 under. Kim is in the clubhouse with that 68. Dietrich's on 16, or is through 16, I should say. Lawrence is through 15. You have 3 back at 1 under. Ben Griffin, Robert McIntyre, Eric Van Rooyen. Isn't he a former golfer?
Yeah, he absolutely is.
And Sam Burns.
Sammy Burns.
Well, he's just 1 under through 1, so he birdied the first hole.
Well, he's on pace for what then?
He's on pace to go 18 under.
That's correct. You can't argue with the math.
Adam Scott, even par. He shot a 70 today. Ryan Fox.
Your wife's favorite golfer.
Yes,
Adam
she
Scott.
loves him. Guido Migliozzi, Brian Lee, the amateur. Well, these guys are all early on here. They're basically even through 2.
Okay.
Victor Perez, Jacob Bridgman, and Justin Thomas, even through 2.
Well, what about all the carnage and 8 over was going to win and nobody can play the golf course and it's why?
Well, there's a lot of carnage.
There is?
Well, like I said, only 8 golfers are under par.
Oh. I didn't think anybody was going to be under par. 8 over was thought I heard what about 6 over is probably going to be the winning score. Things can change. I get that. But maybe it's not quite as difficult as they led us to believe. Though I have seen, I think what happens too, Tennessee, is players, I think, will get frustrated early on a difficult course. You know, when you're 7 over through 8, I think you're already thinking, I can get the courtesy car back Friday afternoon right away. I can change my flight and I can be back home in Jupiter by dinner time on Friday night. You know, they already know it's over. But yeah, it's, what did DeChambeau end up shooting?
He is currently,
because he should be done for the day, I would think. He was one of the first groups to tee off.
3 over 73, so he's tied for 46.
Yeah. So again, that
3 over in this tournament is that will actually keep you in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That doesn't take him out of the tournament. Now, if he shoots another 3 over tomorrow, that might be a different story. But
Rory is at 4 over. He shot a +6 on the front 9,
right,
and it was 2 under on the back 9.
Who did Schauffele has not teed off yet? I would think.
I did see Schauffele on this.
That's Rosen's guy. That's who he took.
Where Schauffele 2 over 72 today, so he's tied for 34th.
So it was yesterday when I brought up. I said, you know, I like that selection by Gorg. Is in the Power Trip bets where they select they each select a golfer, the members of the Power Trip Morning Show, and some of their cast of characters for every major. Gorg had the last pick. He took Sammy Burns, and I told Mark Rosen, I think that's a good selection. Sammy Burns just came off. He lost, but he was tied. The last tournament, the one up in Canada, the RB, whatever it's called. He finished after 72 holes. He was tied, and so he had a playoff with, I don't recall who won, and he lost in the fourth playoff hole. So I thought, well, you like to go with people that are playing well, and he birdied hole one, and he's got a long way to go. Then I brought up Shane Lowry, and then I had Rosen convinced, and, Rosen can be, I think there can be times I can be very persuasive as well as I can be very gadflyish. But Rosen, you can basically get him to flip-flop at the drop of a hat. Because by the end of our little talk, he said, I'm kind of surprised nobody took Shane Lowry. This is after he himself never considered Shane Lowry. And then there's a reason why nobody else probably considered Shane Lowry. What did he shoot today? I think he was 6'8".
I know it was ugly.
He's still out there, I think. I don't know if he's completed his run. He's playing with McIlroy and Rose.
9 over 79 today.
Yeah, 9 over 79.
He's tied for 101.
If you'll remember, I read a quote from a story from Golf Digest where I read a quote from Lowry back in 2016. He went for a practice round on the Sunday before the tournament started. And he said after 5 holes starting to the back nine, he walked in and went to the locker room and just said, I don't know how I'm going to play this course. Then he went on to shoot 3 rounds in the 60s, had a 4-shot lead going into the final round, and then let it get away. Back then, 2016, he said, I don't know if I can play this golf course. Apparently, he still can't play that golf course because he shot a 79 today. So, but there you go. There's your U.S. Open leaderboard, the 125th playing of the U.S. Open. Twins win. I think I told Rosen yesterday I thought they were donezo. With Lopez out probably until September, and then losing Zebby Matthews. And again, it is Matthews, right? Festa's still pitching Matthews. I get the two confused all the time. I don't know why. Hurt. They're two different players. Zebby's out for probably a couple of weeks, and they brought up Simeon Woods Richardson, and which didn't excite me much because we had just sent him down a month ago, and the reason you send guys down to the minors is they're not performing at the proper level, at the big league level, and that sort of happened again in his first start since being called back up. The first 3 innings weren't bad. Then after that, I think he ended up giving up 7 runs, 6 of them earned, walking batters. So just having a real struggle, and I think I basically said, well, the Twins are done. Then they, lo and behold, they surprised me. They win, was it the final 6-2 yesterday?
Yes.
And Byron Buxton, once we've been, I get accused, and maybe rightly so, I'll leave that up to the listener, of being too negative. I think it's being objective, but too negative, being too harsh, expecting too much from some of the local athletes. And certainly, I think I've been critical of Byron Buxton, and I don't think I'm the only one. The biggest problem with Byron Buxton has been staying healthy. We all know that. He had the one season where he played 140 games. I don't know if he's had another season where he's played over 100. And that's just not going to work, especially when you are supposed to be one of the key figures, one of the main cogs of the team. This is a guy that you are supposed to lean on. He is supposed to help carry you. We have 3 of those guys that you would call your I guess, star players. It'd be Byron Buxton, Correa, and Royce Lewis. Correa has not. He had a pretty good stretch late last year and played terrific in the postseason, or 2 years ago. But I certainly don't. Again, it's, and if you are, anytime you are handicapping a player on his performance, I think you do have to take what they're getting paid into account, right? If you are a highly paid player, and I think he's the highest paid player on the team, well, much is expected of you, and you should be living up to those, to that contract, to those expectations with what they're paying you. And I don't think he has overall, though he is an immensely talented player. We get that. Royce Lewis has been, just like Byron Buxton, injured all of the time. He's finally healthy again, and after having two of the most, he has two of the longest hitless streaks in Minnesota Twins history. One of, I think, was 0-36 and one in 0-30 or 0-34, whatever it was. He's starting to hit a little bit. But the one guy that has been pretty consistent now, the France and Bader, those two guys were acquired just before the season started, and both those guys, they've been quality players. They've been able to help the team offensively and defensively. I think for me, Teneby, they were both pleasant surprises because I don't know if you're like me in this, but I will admit I'd never heard of Bader before. I'd never heard of France before, other than the country. It's located next to England, I think. And these two, I knew nothing. So when the Twins acquired them, I gave it, second time we'll use this soundbite today, I gave it a yawn, but they've been surprisingly good for this club. But the guy that really has played the way he was always expected to play, the way everybody thought he would play, the way we have seen him play in stretches when he is healthy, has been Byron Buxton. He had another 3-hit game yesterday. He hit, was it the longest home run in his career and one of the longest hit at the bullseye, 479. He had a couple of other hits. He had a double, a single. I think he stole a base. And he's been doing this for the most part all season long. He's been relatively healthy. He missed a stretch because of the concussion thing. And, the concussion stuff is different to me than when the guys that continue to, hammies and this and that and the other thing. He had a collision with Correa. And so, he wasn't able to pass the concussion protocol. And so he had to, and that could happen to anybody. To me, that's more of just, that's not because you overtrained or you did something wrong. Yeah. You just happened to collide with a guy. So he was, again, terrific yesterday. I'm not going to say he's solely responsible for that victory last night, but without him, I don't know if we end up winning the game. I watched the catch and the highlight. The last time he had a so-called circus catch, people raved about it like, what a amazing catch. Nobody's ever done anything like it. And then, of course, I bit. You reeled me in. You trolled me. I went to the highlight package, and I watched it, and I think you and I discussed it. I think you were here. You don't take many vacation days either. I think we both kind of thought, it's okay to dive for that, but he didn't really have to. He didn't have to. He could have caught that. And even yesterday's, I did the same thing, the amazing catch. Baldelli said, you're just lucky to be in the stands last night, because you have no idea what a brilliant performance he put on at the plate and in the field. This one, I don't know, Teneby. Do you think it was another one maybe it's because I played the outfield position at such a high level, then I know the old you see the ball coming, you go, well, I can get to this without any trouble, so I'm going to get that half-step late start so I can make the diving catch and get on Web Gems, ESPN's top 10. Have you seen it? Are you looking at it now?
I'm watching it, as we speak.
Okay, now tell me what you think. This one looks a little bit more dive-ish to me. Like this, yes. Like this one was more, I think he might have had. He may have been able to get it with a backhanded stretch, but I think this allowed him a better opportunity to make sure he caught it. Does that make sense?
I don't feel like he was slowing up his running.
Right.
To make sure he dove for it. It wasn't a fully extended dive where, you 100% had to dive there. I would say it might just be easier to catch it the way he did.
Yes.
And encourage it and keep it from being kind of an awkward fall after. So I don't have a problem with this one.
No, I don't either.
The previous one I was with you.
Yeah, and so there you go. So Twins were able to win now pitching last night. For the Twins, where's my pitching log? Hold on, here it is. Twins pitching last night, David Festa. He went 6, which I think is, we talked about this, Teneby. Baldelli, after the injury to Lopez, said, we're going to expect more from our pitching staff, particularly the younger guys. Not only are we going to need them to pitch quality innings, but we're going to need to pitch more than just, give us 4 1/3, give us 5 innings. We need 6 or 7. And last night, David Festa pitched 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks, gave up a home run. Some of the hits, I think he gave up back-to-back doubles, which allowed a run to score. He also gave up the home run. But he went 6 innings, and here what was amazing to me, they actually let a guy face the order the 3rd time through the lineup. Unheard of in this day and age, right? I mean, oh my gosh. You've heard me marvel at my favorite team of all time, the 68 Tigers, when Mickey Lolich, the portly southpaw, pitched 3 9-inning complete game wins. He went through the order 3 different times. 9-inning complete game, 3-0. It can be done. It really can. And I know the reasons why we don't now. And I guess I go, okay, yeah, we pay him a lot of money. We don't want to blow out their arms, and they're throwing a lot harder than they ever did. But Festa was able to get through a 3rd time in the order. Well, wonders never cease. Now, today, I think we're struggling.
They're getting
right?
rocked already, yeah.
And Obes, I call him Obes. Over and out. He might be need to be. He's struggling a little bit. Do you have any numbers for Ober? I don't know.
I mean, they're down 6-1
yeah.
and they're in the bottom of the 2nd.
Okay, so is he even in the game? Have they looked at Ober? They'll do this oftentimes when a starter's getting rocked. They just go, you created this mess. You're going to finish it. Because we don't want to use any bullpen
Ober got through the 2nd inning.
Yeah.
But 6 runs on only 4 hits, but 3 walks.
Yeah.
He's also given up 3 home runs.
Ouch. And we were talking about, I think it was in Fish Wrap Factory West, I believe, just a few days ago. They were talking about Ober and his lack of velo, which tend to be, if you're a ball guy, a lot of people might go, what's velo? Velocity is what we call it. Velo. And he is huge. It was only like maybe a mile and a half less than he's capable of, but apparently that's enough for a big league hitter to know, you give me a mile and a half less and I can square up on this bad boy, and I can not only put the ball in play, but apparently they can put it over the fence as well. He's given up 3 today. So now do we have to worry about Ober? Because I was starting to grow accustomed to the fact that he was a quality pitcher. I think, hasn't he given us like 2 pretty good years?
Yeah.
I think in the last 2 years, his first outing was awful. And then after that, he's been a quality pitcher. And that's why I think the Pohlad pocket protectors, and look, I'll even include myself in the group that thought, in the camp that thought, well, this team, again, I'm always concerned that the offensive players might not take that next step forward. Your everyday players, the guys that have to produce the runs for you. There's always going to be a couple of guys that take a step back, a couple of guys that take a step forward, a couple of guys that stay the same. But the pitching staff with Lopez, Ryan, and the way Ober pitched, you figured we got 3 really good pitchers. Simeon, Woods, Richardson, or is it Richardson Woods? Why can't
Woods Richardson?
Woods Richardson. He was pretty good last year. He wasn't very, but he's as a bottom of the rotation guy, okay. And if we can, and I have to admit, I thought Chris Paddock's best days were behind him if he ever had any best days, but he's been really good this year. So, but, now with Ober struggling and Lopez Ober and out, it's...
Well, when you lose a Lopez, we always talk about the guy who's replacing Lopez, right? So we're talking about the Festas and the Zebby Matthews and the Simeon Woods Richardson in the world, and how they are not going to be able to replicate what Pablo Lopez gives you. But the other part of this is now your other so-called big guys, your Joe Ryans and the Bailey Obers, their margin for error
is much less.
Yeah. And then so when you get to start get out of break, Bailey Ober, I think he's been okay this year, but as you mentioned, he's not been as good as he has been the last 2 years. Now the magnifying glass is on him even more. He has to produce for you, and today is not a great outing.
Yeah.
So that's a little concerning.
It is a bit
with
concerning.
The pitching staff moving forward.
Because right now, the only guy I think you believe when you hand him the horse side and say, go get him, Tiger, would be Joe Ryan.
Right? I mean, the way Paddock's pitching.
Yes, Paddock. That's right. You're right.
Guy can't get a lick of run support. But.
Right. So those 2 guys, you can kind of go, you feel like, okay, we can give the bullpen some time off, some much needed rest, and stay in a ball game. And, the team, I don't have their numbers in front of me as far as, where they stand statistically amongst the rest of the league with team batting average and runs scored and how they do with runners in scoring position. But I think the offense has been good this year. I don't know if it's been great, but yeah, it does leave.
I think it's been mediocre.
Mediocre, has it really?
Yeah. I mean, got off to the slow start.
Yeah, they did. That
It's
is the
been
problem.
better since Buxton's come around.
I think you're right.
They're a little healthier now than they once were. But
I'm told, did Chris Hockey throw out the first pitch last night?
If that's what you want to call that.
Well, I heard it was it awful? Do you think he did that purposely for laughs? Because was it really bad? I mean, how bad was it?
It was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't pitching from the full pitching round, right? So he was pitching maybe 2/3 of the way in from that.
Okay.
And then he got the ball about 2/3 to the plate.
Just threw it right into the turf?
Right into the ground, yeah. He might have tried to do it.
Yeah,
intentionally.
That's what I wonder. If you're trying to, you're going for the.
You get more clicks.
Yeah, you
get more attention for your morning show.
Exactly, you go for the laugh because that would seem. I mean, even from.
So that's the problem with me. Like I would never do that.
No,
I know they would never invite me to throw the first pitch, but if I did, I'm a try-hard. I'm going to try to get the ball over the plate. I don't care about trying to create attention for the comment program.
And just think, if you were on that morning show, you'd have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Think of all the perks you get with being on the morning show. You get trips to Vegas and all over the world. London. You get all sorts of accolades, endorsements.
Grandview Lodge, Duluth, Detroit Lakes.
It's all wonderful when you're on that morning.
It's not bad being,
You
remember the power trip?
I'd like to throw out the first pitch.
Yeah.
I'd like to be the kid that runs out there and picks up the tee after they kick off the football. I'd like to be the guy that wipes the sweat off the hardwood floor after a guy tumbles, after he flops, after Shea flops on the court. And I'd like to be that guy.
I want to do next year, if the Wild will let me, when they have like TV timeouts and then the crew comes out with the shovels to shovel the snow off. I want to do that.
I'd like to shovel some of the ice off. But you and I never get invited for those things.
No.
Only the Power Trip Morning Show does. Because they're just so popular, so special. And they're so funny.
So they're hilarious.
Everything they say is just, it's nonstop. You can't listen to all 3.5 hours, because you do, you'll collapse from exhaustion from laughing so hard.
Well, for me, like my knee gets bruised badly from all the knee slapping I do. It's so funny.
It's a
Power Trip. Breast, yoga pants.
Yeah, just saying Power Trip is funny. Power Trip. And they're just so funny. They get to do all the fun stuff. And then you and I, here we are.
Could they let us do a golf thing? Like at the 3M Open, would they let us be the person that like walks around with the stick with the board that shows the scoreboard?
They're looking for volunteers. They'd probably do that for us. As a matter of fact, I think you have to pay to do that.
Oh, you got to pay to do it?
Well, I don't know. I think you have to pay for your tickets to get in. So you're volunteering and paying. I would have thrown it from the mound.
Well, yeah.
And you know what I would have done? I would have thrown a big, beautiful curveball that looked like it was going way out and just dives in perfectly. It's not that hard. I used to pitch a little bit back in the day. It wasn't my best position, but in a pinch, I could pitch.
In a pinch, you could pitch?
You are correct. 5-3-4 is right around the corner, Tenna.
Yeah, can Caitlin Clark prop up their sagging ratings?
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Want to feel more creative but don't have the right laptop? Lenovo.com can help. Look through our legendary lineup of AI-powered PCs and devices and find the one that fits your passion. Our PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, as well as cutting-edge AI tools, allow students to focus, learn, and create with ease. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers can get 5% off their order. Shop now on Lenovo.com. The future's waiting, and it needs you.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
Saks Off Fifth. Up to 70% off every day. Spring is in full swing here at Saks Off Fifth, with so many exciting trends to try. From matching sets and floral dresses to wide-leg jeans and chic accessories, find all of the season's must-have styles. Plus, shop new designer arrivals weekly. Find Gucci, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOffFifth.com or a Saks Off Fifth store near you for up to 70% off every day.